August 15th is the day in which the Church celebrates the Assumption of Mary into heaven. We are honored and delighted to have Kate Williams, musician, composer, theologian, and friend of Old St. Pat's, help us reflect upon the Mother of God. And like Mary, gaze our eyes toward the God who restores us and our world to the way it was originally intended to be.
I never saw the man in the moon. For me, it was Mary. Especially with a full moon, you could not convince me otherwise. Those shadows and highlights created by craters thousands upon thousands of miles away were arranged unmistakably into a profile of a mother holding her infant. There she is, peacefully holding her baby, as the two keep watch over the tiny human specks bound to the planet the divine pair perpetually orbit. Waxing, waning, keeping time as together they sail the night sky, each night a little differently, a little bit changed from their last appearance. Faithfully present even when clouds concealed their reflected sunlight. New moon, full moon, crescent moon, half moon. Even when flecks of dust or dirt in the air change their appearance, blue moon, harvest moon, blood moon. The name may change, the size and shape, but this great sign appears in the sky each night. As a kid growing up in rural Iowa, we spent a lot of time in the car. Everything seemed far away. Groceries, church, music lessons. So there were many, many nights spent in the back seat, nose pressed against the window, eyes fixed on the moon. There she is, Holy Mother of God and Jesus. Staring at this magical, mystical nightlight in the sky has always been, for me, awe-filled, prayerful, constant, reflective. Like the many-named moon, we know Mary by many names too. Mother of good counsel, Virgin most merciful, mirror of justice, seat of wisdom, mystical rose, Tower of David, gate of heaven, morning star, and in today's first reading we hear Ark of the Covenant. This apocalyptic scene of a pregnant lunar woman enmeshed in a dazzling array of astrology, haunted and hunted by a giant red dragon, is the survival of the stuff of nightmares that has brought our salvation to birth in this world. And here she is named Ark of the Covenant, precious vessel that shall bear the great promise to the world. This fierce warrior woman who fought off an ancient monster while groaning in labor pains seems like a stark contrast to the image of Mary we often hear about, the one who is meek, humble, and mild, the teenager who gave her assent to God's will before knowing what she might possibly be getting herself into. The one who, even in the gospel reading today, can be heard questioning, why me? How does this happen? But this proclamation of her Magnificat is far from meek or mild. It may be humble, but it does not lack courage in the face of fear. This is a call for a total change to world order. This is a battle cry of a missionary sent by God to unmake generations of classism, racism, sexism, poverty, hunger, and to untell those lies about who we are and whose we are. This is the language of a woman who is looking a societal dragon in the face and standing her ground, though she is small. Though the world might be whispering in her ear, why you? How could you let this happen? All of the cosmos are so rallied behind her and within her that even the unborn are startled in their wombs simply upon the sound of her voice. They know there she is. The woman in the allegory from Revelation and the woman in the gospel are the same woman. Yes, we have given her different names, but she is unwavering. She is a constant, this woman God has chosen. Her whole being mirrors that unchanging faithfulness of who God is. There she is. There God is. All these years later, and I still forget that it is not the moon that changes. It's us. It's our proximity, climate, atmosphere, time. It's ourselves in relationship to the moon and sun and world around us that make us see it differently. But the moon is always there, always full, always whole, always present. So too is God, constant, faithful. As we celebrate this mysterious assumption of Mary into heaven, let us celebrate her faithfulness, her abiding presence. Today we acknowledge her union in heaven with God, but she is no less present in the moon, the stars, the holy images of mother and child, of justice and right, of turning the world around. She is fueling that fire that urges us to allow God's presence to turn this world around, to change it as we know it, but to allow God to restore it to the way that God has always intended it to be. We ask for the intercession of our Holy Mother in heaven through the many names by which she is called, that with you, God, and with all the angels we might sing together with earth and heaven in the joyful hymn of praise, change us, save us, restore us. Salve, Regina.